Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Hendy, the Android Authority app guy, and 2018 has some decent mobile games coming up, and we wanted to talk about them just a little bit. Let's roll that intro and get started. Black Desert Mobile is an open-world action game with hack-and-slash elements. It features 5 different characters, 7 battle modes, and a bunch of mini-games like fishing, logging, mining, and other stuff. It's a little bit reminiscent of Gauntlet Legends, but with deeper gameplay, better graphics, more mini-games, and a longer narrative. This one should be out soon if it isn't already. However, the first launch destination is South Korea, with other places ostensibly coming later. It should be one of the better games for action hack-and-slash fans in 2018. DC Unchained is a giant drop of fan service into the pool of existing comic book properties. It'll feature some of DC's biggest heroes and villains fighting alongside one another and against one another. It has that freemium element of ignoring the whole good versus bad thing by letting you assemble teams of just about any character that you can get your hands on. The gameplay doesn't look amazing, but there should be lots of explosions. This one will undoubtedly be popular, even if it seems blatantly average based on the trailers. Still, a good time waster never hurt anybody. Final Fantasy XV Pocket Edition is one of those mobile RPGs that console RPG fans might actually get excited about. It's basically the entire console game refitted for mobile with simpler graphics and touch controls. This game is broken up into 10 episodes, all of which will be available at launch, unlike other episodic style games. That's probably why the game has been delayed several times already. This one should be out on February 9th, but don't be shocked if Square Enix delays this one again. Grid AUTOSPORT is an upcoming racing game with some good potential. It features above average graphics, tons of cars, and tons of tracks to race through. This game also sets itself apart by having a bunch of difficulty levels and potentially even hardware controller support. It's already out on iOS, where it garners a decent 4.1 rating. The Android version should be out sometime in the first half of 2018. The iOS version is also a pay-once game with some optional DLC, and we really hope the Android version ends up being similar. Harry Potter Wizards Unite is among the top games when it comes to hype in 2018, and it's the next game by Niantic Lab, makers of Ingress and the record-breaking Pokemon Go. They bring their unique augmented reality-style gameplay to the Harry Potter universe with this title. That means it'll encourage players to explore the real world to get various spells and prizes, while also fighting massive bosses. There isn't a ton of details at this point, and it might not even come out in 2018. We're also guessing that it'll be a freemium game like Niantic's other offerings. It'll most assuredly be quite popular upon release. Payday Crime War is actually already successful on PC and console, and the mobile port is likely coming sometime in 2018. The game features 4 vs 4 PvP, where one side plays the role of robbers trying to loot a place, while the other side plays the role of the cops. Each round features various weapons and ability upgrades as you play, thus there is a minor MOBA element as well. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt the controls to mobile with this one, and it should be one of the better FPS titles this year. PlayerUnknown's Battleground Battlefield is the mobile version of the viral hit game from 2017. It features a lot of the same gameplay elements as the console and PC version. You get dropped off on an island, and you must be the last one standing at the end of the game. The mix of FPS and open world action gives the game a certain charm among fans of both genres. The game is actually already out in China, and we're not entirely sure if it's going to make its way westward. However, given the popularity of the franchise, they'd be stupid not to. TEKKEN Mobile is an upcoming fighting game based on the popular console fighters of the same name. That verbiage is intentional because this really isn't a Tekken game. It's one of those fighters that kind of plays itself like the popular Injustice and Mortal Kombat mobile games. It features 20 characters, various special moves, and a progression system. However, the mechanics seem to be little more than tapping cards during combat. It'll be a good popular time waster, but it might not be a good fighting game. This game is available on Google Play for pre-registration right now. Tom Clancy's SHADOWBREAK is actually on the brink of being released everywhere. It's already on Google Play, but it's only available in a few countries. The game features real-time PvP combat, FPS, and strategy mechanics, and a ton of freemium stuff like upgrades, character collecting, and the like. The multiplayer is a little bit different from what we're used to seeing. You play support in the back while your characters run forward toward the enemy. However, it does still pale in comparison to its console counterparts. This one should make its way around the world sooner or later. Telltale Games is launching their final season of the critically acclaimed Walking Dead series. The long story follows a girl named Clementine as she tries to survive in the Walking Dead universe, and this last edition lets you shape her future as you decide what kind of person she's going to be. The game made waves with its comic book style graphics, and those return for the final installment. Additionally, it'll share most of the gameplay and storytelling mechanics from the previous 3 seasons. This one doesn't have a release date yet, but it should be in 2018 at some point. There are plenty of other big name titles floating around, and we didn't have time for all of them. We also didn't include games in beta because those are publicly available, and we wanted to talk about the stuff that hasn't been made available just yet. Mobile games still have a ways to go, but it feels like this year is going to be a lot better than it was last year. As always, if we missed a game that you feel should have been on this list, leave us a comment and tell us about it. And that about does it for this one, folks. If you want to read more, we have the written version linked up in the video description below with some additional information, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get the latest Android Authority videos as soon as they come out. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.